Hey, what's up, everyone? My name's Ajwritescrypto, and welcome to my second channel, Trade Crypto Today. Trade Crypto Today is basically a daily channel where every day I give you a single trade, a single idea, a single setup, so you can get on the charts, reacting to those alarms, reacting to those levels, and start making money trading crypto. So first of all, today I want to talk about Solana. Why do I want to talk about Solana? Anytime you look at Bitunix is where I do all my crypto trading, right? And it's important to target the coins that have the most amount of money, the most amount of volume trading, so you can get in and out of large positions without getting your winning trade stuck on an order book. Imagine winning a trade, but not being able to get your money out because there's not money on the other side of the fence. And that's why targeting coins with high market cap, or it's especially not even high market cap with a lot of volume, is important. And I trade Solana a lot, not because it's more volatile or whatever, but because on Bitunix, it goes Ethereum, Bitcoin, Solana in terms of volume. There's over $555 million in trading volume on Solana. So of course, this coin is going to be on my target all the time to trade because I know the volume is there. And if you want to sign up for Bitunix, the best place to do all your crypto trading, click the link down below. No VPN, no KYC, really solid fees compared to other leverage exchanges. Bitunix is the best. Go sign up. That's where I do all my trading. All right, so let's look at the Solana chart. So a couple things yell at me when I look at Solana. First of all, I want to show you, this is a Ganfan. And a Ganfan is, a relationship between time, price action, and angles. And the most important level in a Ganfan is this right here, the 1-1. So what you do is you go from the low point of the chart, you set a 45-degree angle, and you align the 1-1 with that, with that angle. And then you kind of see the trajectory of the Ganfan. And why is this important? This is important because if it loses the 1-1, and right here, it was rejected from the 1-1. That's a big sign of weakness. Big sign of weakness. And then right here, it did everything it could to hold the 2-1. It kind of, had a little parallel uptrend here with the 2-1, but it couldn't get back up to the 1-1. Ultimately got rejected and then used the 4-1 as floor. And now we're kind of in this little weird spot between the 3-1 and the 2-1. And why does this matter? It might not make a lot of sense, but it matters if you pay attention to Gann theory a lot and you do a lot of charts on Gann theory, because it gives you a place to land. It's like a Fibonacci chart, but sideways with trajections. Because let's just say in the event, we do see some sort of crazy crypto wake up at the end of 2025 going into 2026. And Solana does manage to not just get above the Gann level where it's at, which would be $314, but if Solana fought all the way back up to the 1-1, that would be a $611, $607 Solana if it was able to get back to the 1-1 level on the Ganfan. So really, it's not so much setting a level or setting an alarm, but just kind of having an understanding of the relationship between price action, time, and angles. And that's why I wanted to take a second to show you the Ganfan and show you that this uptrend level here, kind of using that as a spider line, is super important for Solana to get back on the correct side of this previous up channel that it did spend a lot of time. I can literally delete the Ganfan now. Look how much time Solana spent trading, ranging in this uptrend. And just because it lost it doesn't mean it can't get back in there and trade accordingly. All right, so that's kind of thing number one I wanted you guys to pay attention to. Thing number two, I wanted to show you guys a Fibonacci chart on, let me get rid of this angle, on Solana as well. So I'm not going to go into, the mathematical meaning of Fibonacci or how it's found in flowers and hurricanes and all the numbers. What I use Fibonacci for is to identify support resistance levels. It's that simple. And anytime you see, like, you kind of establish the Fibonacci here from the low back in 2023 to the tippy top here in January of 25, you can see where really important levels kind of keep discovering themselves time and time again. You see these levels come back, and these historical support resistance levels are extremely important in trading crypto, and to identify if a support resistance level is also a Fibonacci level, it kind of adds an extra, it just means a little bit more, right? So when we look at this support resistance level, we actually know that it's the 382 on the Fibonacci, okay? And that would be this level right here, where it has been rejected several times. It has bounced several times. So rejected. It was the floor. It was the ceiling. It was the ceiling again. Now it's the floor. Locally, it's the floor. And that's why this level matters so much. This right here is the most important alarm on the entire Solana chart right now, is $190.34. 190.34. That is your short alarm for Solana. Also, if you want to kind of draw, that would kind of be our local uptrend. And then you could bump and run, pairing that with our more recent sharper uptrend, right? And say if so this uptrend is a more recent price action that has a sharper angle than the connection of these 2 points here. And this is a strategy called a bump and run. So say, although it bounced off of 190, say it loses 190, our target becomes this previous uptrend. So Solana could technically fall overnight to $150 and still technically be in this uptrend from these two connecting points back here. So that's something to consider as well. But angles aside, and also let me actually pull that back up. We have this, and we have a lower high now. So now we have a pennant, and the point of intersection is in March of 26. So Solana can flop and grope all at once between this pennant, but the real price action will happen when we either break and put in a higher high, or if we break the uptrend and start a more official. If we break out of the uptrend, that would be really bearish, especially as we move into a time frame where we're supposed to be seeing the based off the Bitcoin halving cycle, we really should be seeing some fireworks in November. So kind of zooming in also on the daily really fast, Solana is kind of curving on market Cipher B. The RSIs are curving. We did have a bounce here at this extremely important 190 level. That is the most important support resistance level on Solana. But kind of zooming into a 2 hour here, I also want to illustrate to you the reason it bounced so hard, because it did have a massive bullish divergence, as in the momentum waves on market Cipher were kind of pushing up this way as the price was coming down. And although it is kind of testing the 200 EMA, which is also support resistance back here, the level I want to see Solana get above is right here. Okay, so we have previous rejection. It was the ceiling. It was the floor. It got fought over, floor ceiling level again. This level is obviously the bullish alarm we want to see go off. And this level is at 213.26. 213.26. All right. And ever since Solana initially lost that level, Solana has been back and forth inside of this about 11.9% range for 2 days and 4 hours. So honestly, I don't really care how many times Solana bounces around in here. I'm going to short Solana if it loses 190.34, and I'm going to long Solana if it goes above 213.26. That's called a conditional range. I don't care what happens until one of these two alarms goes off, and that's what I'm looking for Solana, especially on the 2 hour chart. The price would have to get above and close above the 50 EMA for the 213 alarm to go off. So I'm not guessing, I'm reacting to the market, and reacting to the market is how you make real money in crypto. If something's in a range for a certain amount of time, identify that range, alarm that range, and react to the alarm. That's your trade. That's all I got. Learn more about GONFAMs, learn more about Fibonacci, learn more about how to use support resistance and ideas like pennants to your advantage. Alarm all the uptrends, alarm all the downtrends, define the point of intersection. Write these things down. These are all things that will give you an edge on the market where other people are just thinking, oh, looks like I might go long today. There are people that trade based off of feeling, and then there's people that trade off of statistics and off experience, and trade off of alarms that are extremely important. And those two alarms that I gave you here on the Solana chart, are the two most important alarms to watch in Solana right now as we inch closer to where we're supposed to see fireworks at the end of the year. Hopefully we do. Maybe we will. Maybe we won't. But what I know is that I'm going to react to the market and I'm going to trade crypto today. Appreciate you guys. Subscribe to this new channel. Go look at my main channel if you want all my week 4 NFL picks so far in the NFL. We've called 27 games and we are correct 82.4% of the time. Not bad. Go check out my show, No Sweat Bets. Have a safe rest of your day. Get rich or get wrecked.